Good morning. Today is the 10th of July 2024 and I'm going to go over my trading plan for today. Before we start, let's take a quick look at the economic calendar. We've got some news today, potentially which could move the market. 10 AM Powell speaking. We've got oil news at 10:30. Notice the Powell speakers are 3 out of 3 on the importance. And then we've got more Fed speaking later on at 2:30, and make a note also got the 10-year note auction as well, which can sometimes cause a bit of a move in the market. Okay, so on my screen is the ES. This is the S&P E-mini futures, and we're looking at a 1 hour time frame. Open up my pen. So yesterday we put in a new all-time high, and we've gone into that all-time high today. And one of the levels I'm watching for is this double top for a rejection, and I am short in the pre-market right now. I think my in about there, and my stop is just above yesterday's high, yesterday's pre-market high. My target is going to be probably that region 56.40 if I hold on to that long. It's just a short scalp. That is an area I'm watching for a bounce as well. So we've got area of where we consolidated lots and lots of touches of the bodies and touches of the pivots, and we came into it as well yesterday, earlier today, and then rejected it and it came back up and we broke through and we may put in a new all-time high. So that's where we are. If we break out above all-time highs, which is around 56.46.50, then I'm looking for a break and a retest of that level for the long. Obviously if we don't hold this level, then I'm already in a short, but there's only a pre-market short, so it's a scalp, but I'll be looking for a potential continuation in the uptrend, the big uptrend we're seeing. If we do sell off, then we've got the bounce at 56.40, and we can also watch this area as well, 56.33 area for a bounce. I quite like the bottoms of these pivots and the bottoms of these candles as well. And we've got the point of control, which is our volume profile on the left hand side, and it runs through the tops of these pivots, bottoms of these candles as well. So it's big significant areas. That's why I like 56.33 for the bounce. I'm going to go over onto SPX now because we've got a level, we're coming into a big level on SPX. We've got this 5600, so I'm watching that area. I've got my alert already in place, and we'll probably be opening up pretty close to it, I'd imagine. But if we get into 5600, then I'll be looking for a short, whether it's a rejection on ES or I'll be looking for a break of trend and then to find a short, but using the SPX as a rejection area, 5600. And look at this on the hourly as well. It's pretty insane, this move. All these green candles, just green, 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 all the way up. What was that? 1, 2, 3. From the 2nd of July all the way to the 8th of July, we didn't have a single red hourly candle. And that's it really. That's all I'm watching for on ES. So basically a break and retest of all-time high, a rejection in that area as well, and then a bounces off of the levels we talked about yesterday, 56.40 and 56.33 area. And I think that's it. SPY, same levels really, break and retest of all-time highs, which is that level there at 557.20. If we don't break it and we can't have no follow through, then we can watch it for a rejection, double top. Otherwise, I quite like the bounce down here at 556 with the point of control, which has got a big volume shelf there, and this red line's point of control, and that can act as our stop. Also have the 50 moving average coming up into that region as well, which will add as further support. And I think that's it really. That's the only bounce I can see, and a break and retest of all-time highs. NQ, in fact I'm going to go to QQQ first because I've got a level for QQQ. We're coming right up into this 500, massive psychological number, and so I do quite like the break and retest of 500. And That's probably the only break and retest I've watched for today. Otherwise, if we come back down into this region, onto this trend line, which is the under 50 moving average, we can watch for a bounce. Got lots of things in that area, 497 to 496.60. Not only have we got the point of control and the volume profile and falling shelf, we've got a pivot down here, we've got the 50 moving average, and we've got this old trend line from on the hourly charts going back a bit. So I quite like 496 to 497 for a bounce. NQ. Again, we can watch, same as before, watch for a rejection around all-time highs, double top. And if we don't reject it, then we can watch for the break and retest long. Otherwise, the only bounce area I can see is this area here where the point of control is. Lots of volume to the left, and that's around 26.30. We've got pivot high, lots of pivot lows here, and got lots of confluence. Bottom of a pivot as well. So I quite like yesterday's low for a bounce. So if we can get back down to there, watch for a bounce. Crude oil. So crude oil, look at that, came into that level we was watching yesterday, rejected it totally. So we're watching that area because it's an area of confluence here, where we've got tops of candles and bottoms of candles, bottom of pivots. And look at that for perfect rejection. Hopefully someone took that level, we put that level in 81.78, been there for a while, we go through it every day. Great rejection down, that would have been in the early hours of today. So let's go back to my pen, which is frozen. Okay, got no pen now. Okay, that's fine. So the only place I can watch for a bounce is down at 80.27, but probably we can also keep an eye on this region here, 80.45, 80.50 for a bounce. We can also watch 80.81 for a bounce as well, which is a pre-market low from today. If we get back up to pre-market high area, we can watch for the break and retest long with a target of yesterday's high, and we've got the curve in 200 moving average turning around. That's it really on that one. Let's look at gold next. We're still holding these lines, we're still holding this level here. We came in yesterday, bounced off of it. Yesterday's low was, look at that, perfect bounce as well from that area. I didn't get an alert, maybe I did, I probably ignored it. So we've broken out of yesterday's high. So we can watch for the pullback into yesterday's high at 23.78 for the long. So to continue this hourly uptrend. And we've got the rejection area at 2400, psychological number, big rejection last time, so we've definitely got supply up there. And we can watch 2400 for rejection again. RTY. Still holding this trend line, which is going back to May. We're curving around at the bottom as well. So we're kind of curving and then a sideways. So if we break pre-market high, it's hard to go long, it's got a pivot above. Maybe try and scalp the long. It's looking like it maybe want to start breaking out of this trend line because all the action's in this top corner. If I were to clone it, oh, not that button, is it that one? So we could probably use that as our original trend line, that area there. Can we move it in? We could. I think at one point we did have an inner one as well, so let's put it there. And then let's clone that one. Just a rough idea. You can see we're in the upper half of this channel, and then potentially looking for it to break out. So if it gets over 2060 to 2070, we can watch out for the break and retest to finally break out of this channel. Otherwise we can watch the bounce down at yesterday's low. YM, which is a Dow Jones. Again, it's holding this trend line. Bit of consolidation. It's not a very nice chart at the moment. Watch for 39,362 for a bounce, and then we can watch up this in 40,000 for the rejection. Let's change that trend line to 40,000. and it's a psychological number, so 40,000 rejection is the area to wait for, or we can watch for the bounce at 39,350. And finally Bitcoin, looking on the daily, finally broken that trend line. Let's go back to the hourly. You know, we have broken it once before, broken it again, and we didn't quite close below it this time, but this is an area to watch for. If we get above pre-market high, we can look to go long. We've got a potential reversal pattern, double bottom, slightly higher, higher, higher low, higher low, higher low. We're breaking out through these pivots as well. So we're right at a break and retest place just here. And we can watch yesterday's high, 58,295 for break and retest long. And that's it really. Rejection wise, we can watch this area for rejection. Let's take a look at order flow.